Hey everybody, you're watching and listening to the We Are Rizin podcast. It's your host Andrew Benjamin. I'm joined by Mike from Ohio. Mr. Mike, how you doing?
I'm good. How about you, Andrew?
I'm very tired and exhausted, but that's for many other reasons that I don't want to get into here. Yeah, we kind of this preview thing was thrown together, kind of like the Japan Martial Arts Expo show,
Yeah,
seemingly uh, thrown together last minute. But I mean, other than that, Mike, your thoughts? What do you think about this card overall?
it's weird. Like, it just feels so random. I know the first time we heard about it was Rizin 48, and then there was the Koji against Buakaw boxing match, and then you just have a bunch of very random fights put together.
Yeah,
I can't really explain it. I mean, with Ganryujima, I think it's 3 or 4 Ganryujima rules, and then just one traditional MMA fight, some kickboxing. So and then some grappling. So it's really weird. It's a very odd card. I don't even know if this is the final one, the final or the full completed card. Who knows?
I sincerely suggest that if they do announce a extra fight tomorrow, I think that's really, 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 really dumb. That's just my personal opinion. Because for a first time show, they're calling it the prologue. You kind of want to get everything out as early as possible so you can spike interest. People can buy tickets. I don't know what the walk up's going to be. There's no way to track walk up attendance, but I'm guessing it's not going to be that much. Also, I don't know where Yokohama Bundai is where this is happening.
Buntai, is that
Yeah.
the old? Is that another? Was that the Yokohama Bunka gym that was used for a lot of pro wrestling events?
That's a good question. I don't know. I've never heard of this arena. I'm just gonna quickly look that up, but there's like 1,000 of those arenas in Yokohama. Oh, this is Yokohama. Oh, okay. Yokohama Cultural Gymnasium. That's it. That's the one. Last major. Okay. Yeah, I know this arena. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, it does seem. Well, I don't know if this card was so much thrown together as much as it was. They were okay. So they definitely had people that it was basically we're going to get people from Japan, obviously, and then we're going to try to get foreigners, people to bring over, and it seemed like either visa issues or maybe other reasons they couldn't bring people over for whatever reason.
Right.
So I don't think is it thrown together in the sense that was their choice. I will err on the likelihood that that's not the case, but I'd be interested to see who was asked to be on the show and who could not get approved visa wise for it or whatever other reasons.
Yeah. Long story short, don't wait till the last minute to book a major show.
Yeah, I think the other issue is that since this is K-1, Quintet, Rizin as well, I think the issue was seeing who booking fighters that they want to book that maybe they couldn't book because they either had a fight coming up in those respective K-1 as well. Sorry, excuse me, in those respective promotions, and so they're maybe saying no to this, or they were going to be asked but they got injured or they turned it down because they're on a previous thing. Like we have Taito Gunji who fought like no more than like less than a month ago.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, that K-1
and
show.
Lost his title, if I remember correctly, to I forgot who it was. We fought on the Terada on the 929 card the same day as Rizin 48.
Yeah, so he said in press in press conferences that he wants to write his previous loss, which I don't recommend. You go off all rounds in a title fight and accepting another title fight, but then that's just me. Anyway, but I mean, here's the thing: the great thing about the show, English commentary by Mr. Michael Schiavello and Stu Fulton.
Mm-hmm.
$9.99 price, which
that's
is great.
A good one. Very surprising that it would be that cheap. Actually,
I was I had to do a double take. Was that? Yeah, so it's a price if you can't afford it, then I feel sorry for you in many ways. But it should be a price thing that it's a price point that many people can and should afford, in my personal opinion. But and also, yeah, on Triller fights, whatever you want to call it. So
Mhm.
we don't have to go through. We have to go through any CD websites, or you wonder, if it's gonna be on YouTube or it's gonna be tape delayed. So yeah, I'm gonna give them credit at least this making it this easily accessible for us.
Yeah, agreed. I'm looking forward to this card. It's just like I said, it's weird and it's really random.
But are you gonna be watching it live?
I will try.
I don't think I'm gonna watch it live. I don't know. Other than I think my days of just watching much. Depending on what the first few fights are, maybe. I'll say that. Anyway, since nobody seems to give a shit about BJJ, let's just quickly go through the BJJ stuff. Yukari Kido versus Noel. Quintet rules. Are you familiar with quintet rules for single matches?
I've seen a few quintet matches. I don't remember off the top of my head specifically what the rules were. It's
So
been a while.
it's 8 minutes, one round.
Mhm.
So the thing is that though sometimes some matches go to decision and some others don't.
Mhm.
I don't know I don't know how they're going to do it this. I couldn't find anything like, if it's going to go to a draw or a decision. But the interesting thing about Yukari Kido is that even though you look at that name, that is clearly a Japanese name. She is being marketed as being from Brazil.
She Brazilian half
She
and
was born
half.
in Brazil. I think
Okay.
she's Japanese. She's a Japanese person that was born in Brazil,
Got it.
if I'm correct. But
Got it.
but the thing is, that's her. She's interesting to pay attention to, but the more interesting person to pay attention to this fight is Noelle. Take a guess how old she is without looking her up. If you know.
17.
She is 16 years old,
Wow.
and she's already fought in Shuto in MMA. Three
What's her
wins, one
record?
loss. 3 wins, one loss, and that's pro, by the way.
Wow.
And she's 52 kilograms, so that's atom weight. So
Rizin.
hopefully. And and also Keto. By the way, also no relation to the Yasuhiro Keto on the who's also on the card as well. Keto's black belt as well, and has won numerous IBJJF Asian Jiu-Jitsu stuff. So yeah, do you have any thoughts? If you have no thoughts, that's totally fine, man.
Not really. I mean, hopefully, it'll be a fun fight or fun grappling match, and it's better than one.
Yep. Oh, by the way, Keto is 19, so 16 versus 19.
What's her weight?
Keto weighs a little bit less. She's a little bit. She's what's this? 48.5 kilos, whatever that is.
Both of them could potentially be in Rizin one day. I could if they still have that division.
Yeah, if they still have that division. More so Noel, though, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah. I'll tell you the truth. Keto will probably win. Always err on the side of the professional grappler in a grappling match. Kind of like when a kickboxer, when an MMA guy goes into a kickboxing match.
There's been some notable exceptions on that, but that's a story for another day.
Yeah. And then the other singles quintet match. Good luck pronouncing this name. Carolina de Amorim Kuahara versus Azuki Nakao.
Same deal. I don't know who the hell they are, so you'll have to take the lead on this one.
I saw that name Kuahara. I was like, I know I've seen that absurd name before somewhere, and she was on a previous quintet show. I think she was on the one. Do you remember the first one with the women?
I do not.
I think she was on that one, or because they had two with women. She was either on the first or second one. The team one. That was the one that Miyu was on. That was the one that I think that was also the one where what's her name? Sarah McMahon like tapped out like she tapped out like two or three of the competitors, and then she got tapped out by this girl who was like half her size. And Azuki Nakao is I'll give you a question. Take a guess where she trains and who is highly touting her.
I'm gonna guess because I think I saw this Abeani Combat Club is is it a certain returning legend named Ayaga Hamasaki?
You are 100% correct. And she is currently making the rounds in Shuto right now. So yeah, she's
Colors? Is that what it's called? Shudo
colors, yeah,
Colors?
colors, yeah. We could call it Shuto. It's all the same damn thing.
Okay, fair enough, fair enough.
64 kilos. This match will be. So is that like 135? I think.
Might be. I'm not 100% sure.
141. Excuse me. Anyway, too big for atom weights. If there's ever a flyweight division, maybe that. Who knows? But all you need to know is that Kuwahara has won like 100,000 championships in jiu-jitsu, not only in Japan but also in Guam. So easy pick there. Always pick the grappler in a grappling match. But listen, if Nakao has if she's any good, maybe we'll see a future Rizin debuting.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'll be with you on this one. Pick Carolina de Amorim Kuwahara.
I wonder what I wonder if the betting odds. We'll have to ask just Bleed fan what betting odds for this show are so far. Anyway, and we'll finish last of grappling, but it's no doubt going to be probably the most interesting of the grappling matches. Quintet, which I think everybody, even those who hate grappling, could kind of get around just because of how unique it is. I'm gonna get I can find the competitors because it's Team Saku Junior versus. I think they dubbed it Team Rizin, right?
They did.
Okay, that's what I thought. Okay,
so even if one of them might not be in Rizin anymore.
Yeah. So Team Saku is Taisei Sakuraba, the son of Sakura of
Kazushi.
Oh my god, what? I was blanking out his name. Shutaro Debana, who has the coolest nickname, Captain Africa.
So that's who that is.
Yes. So if you ever see him in Shudo and you see Captain Africa, that's him.
I've seen him once, I think.
Masato Uchishiba, who's a former Olympic gold medalist. Look up the reason why. You can look up the reason why he's a former Olympic gold medalist. If it's to say it's not for good reasons. Naoki Hirata, a brother of Itsuki Hirata and current Pancrase champion. Or not champion. I think probably going to be #1 contender soon, I think. And the most Japanese guy here, Ratbek Zoom Anazarov.
From Kyrgyzstan?
Yes. Now, here's the thing. This is they kind of tricked you. They put his name. They put Kyrgyzstan next. Yes, he was born in Kyrgyzstan. Now here's the thing. He lives in Japan. He's out of Uchishiba's judo team. Apparently, Uchishiba was like the outreach for Kyrgyzstani judo competitors in Japan. I have to find the exact thing. It's confusing. I'm not even sure about it 100%. Anyway, Ratbek gets invited to Uchishiba's team and is now living in Japan. So he's Kyrgyzstani, but he is not being shipped in from Kyrgyzstan at this point. And Team Rizin, Yusuke Yachi, Kitooka, Takeji Yokoyama, Kazuma Kuramoto, and Suguru Ni. So basically,
it's very diverse array of people there.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you this: if I'm doing a jiu-jitsu team, now he may have said no, he may have may not be able to do it. I'm telling you, the first guy I'm fucking calling is Satoshi. I'm not calling fucking Yachi. I'm not calling Kuramoto. I'm building down. I build up. I call Satoshi, then I start to build down from there. So anyway, but whatever. Maybe you could have done it.
Or Kleber?
Or Claver, yeah. I think though most of these guys are well. Actually, no. Yokoyama is featherweight, so yeah, Claver is definitely a good choice as well. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so basically Quintet rules. Two members, one member of each team starts off. They have 8 minutes to sub each other. If it goes to a draw, they both get eliminated. No heel hooks are allowed, and apparently no pulling guard as well. If you've ever seen these things, the refs are demanding action like almost. You cannot rest for like a second. And you will get a yellow card, and yeah, they are very strict when it comes to the action, demanding action. They should have these refs for some Rizin fights, to tell you the truth.
And UFC.
Oh yes, in UFC. I'm assuming they're going to do all these jujitsu stuff on the mat. I know that they're doing. I think they're doing the kickboxing stuff and the MMA stuff in a cage.
Yes, that is correct.
I'm assuming at the mat that the Ganryujima stuff isn't going to be on the moat, as they're going to probably do the grappling mats. That's what I'm theorizing. Anyway, what of the matches would you like to see? Who would you like to see go up against who?
I would like to see what weight class is Taisei Sakuraba?
Sorry, hold on. Who's that? Taisei versus who?
No, what weight is he?
Coming in this, let's see, they list him as 75 kilos.
So he'd be like 100. He'd be what, a welter?
That's 165. So yeah. So
okay.
He's not fucking fighting middleweight. What the fuck are you talking about?
I would like to see him with Yokoyama myself.
That's interesting. That is interesting. Yokoyama is
or Kidoka. Those would be the two because those are the two because he wiped the floor with Yachi, obviously. But those other two, I'd say those are the two best grapplers on the team. I would be really intrigued by that.
You see, here's the Kitaoka's grappling was good 20 years ago.
Yes.
That's not to say he's not good now. The issue with his grappling is that it's so one-dimensional.
Mm-hmm.
He goes for guillotines or leg locks.
Yes.
Now, here's the thing. Now, he doesn't have to worry about getting hit. So it might be easier for him to do that. But he lives and dies by the leg lock.
He does.
Yeah. I think that is interesting. I'll tell you this. I want to see Suguru Ni get in there with Captain Africa or Naoki, because actually more Captain Africa because Debana is known for the armbar, and so Ni also kind of is also an arm lock guy. So I would I would like to see those two tangle, truthfully. I wonder how Kuramoto is going to do because he's a sub. He's not really a sub guy.
No, he's not. He's a Greco-Roman wrestler.
He's like a guy he's like, maybe he's in there because in case they get somebody who's
stings out the joint.
Like they can use him to eliminate somebody from the other team, if that makes sense. He's also the smallest guy, I think, between everybody here, I think.
I believe he is. He's 135, so
you can assume like maybe he's going to this like 150,
maybe. He's probably his walk around weight, I would say, is like 145, 150.
Yeah. I feel like Yachi was him being team captain as kind of like I don't like that.
It's weird, but he's a name, so that's why.
I get Sakuraba Jr. because that makes sense. But how do you think this guy Ratbeck is good? Ratbeck's gonna do?
I don't know anything about him, so
usually I don't know. The guy who you don't know about tends to not do well. But anyway, who do you think is going to win? Which team do you think is going to
Team Quintet?
Saku's team?
Yeah, Saku's team. I thought
Okay.
they were called Team Quintet, but are they called Team Saku?
Yeah, that's what they're going by. Team
Okay,
Saku.
so yeah, Team Saku.
Oh yeah, I think Team Saku all the way. I think the thing about them is that you have 5 diverse guys. 4 of them are really good. I will give Uchishiba that credit as well, reluctantly. I can't deny his
Yes,
credentials. The problem is that the other team, Yachi isn't.
a grappler.
Yeah, he's not a high level grappler that can. We've seen what happens when he goes against Satoshi. We saw what happened against Mansur Barnoi. He'll submit guys that are at a low level, but not at a higher level. And
Mhm.
I don't, Kitawoka's he's interesting, but it's so one dimensional. Yokoyama is a legitimate, like, he's probably the best out of his team when it comes to just pure grappling.
He is. He is.
Uh,
He's exceptional.
so you got one guy who's with a bunch with other people that are not at the same level. So yeah, Team Quintet nonetheless, or Team
Absolutely.
Sakura. Moving on.
Should give Taisei some exposure before his debut on New Year's Eve.
Oh yes, he said. Who did he say? He said he wanted to. Who did he say he wanted to fight? He said
I'm not sure. I haven't read the interviews.
Okay, I think he said he wanted to fight Kitaoka, but I don't know if he was referring to this match or if he meant New Year's.
Hmm.
I don't think I want to see Kitaoka. Anyway, Kitaoka retired, right?
I'm not sure.
That's what I thought. I thought he retired. Let's move on to the lone MMA match, which, by the way, I found out is Rizin rules. By the way, so far, Daichi Abe taking on Tae Young Yoon from Road FC. By the way, this is at 180 pounds. This fight. So Abe, I don't know if this is something he's planning to do in his future. His welterweight's just like too shitty to get to now for him. His opponent is 4-3. One finish.
It says 4-2 on the Expo website.
So yes, they said that as well. But Tapology also says 4-3. He's got that weird record. Remember when during the pandemic, those arc fights were like weird. So I think they may be counting one of those.
Yes.
Regardless, 4-2 or 4-3, take on a vet like Abe. I'm sorry to say this, but I don't think Mr. Yoon has anything on Abe. I think Abe is going to easily knock him out.
I agree. I mean, there's not much to say. Abe should just keep the fight standing, knock him out. I believe Tae Young Yoon's last fight, or one of his last fights, he lost to the Korean guy that Sudario beat last year on short notice.
What? Really? I didn't even realize that. Oh,
I'm positive. I looked up his record today just for some research, and I'm positive that's who it was.
Really? Okay, I didn't even see that. Because that guy fights at welterweight, right?
Yes. That or middle.
Yes, Don Juan Lim. There we are. Yes, the guy who almost beat Sudario.
Or who gave Sudario a very good fight, considering it was so short and I'm way above his best weight. But I mean, I guess it's just to give Abe a win. Also, to be fair to Abe, though, he's coming off a fight only a few weeks ago against Kantuolai, who's a light heavyweight in kickboxing.
Was this? Oh, Fight Club 2. This was the the failed Kimura.
Yes. Yeah, but Abe fought him in kickboxing. So I'm wondering if this was a compromise because he was at light heavy already and couldn't make that big of a cut.
Yeah. How was that show, by the way? Did you actually watch it?
I did not.
Okay. It was supposed to be free, right?
It was, but I think it might have been geo-blocked. I'm not sure.
Great.
Yeah, but I know there's a Rise, for what it's worth, there's a Rise numbered show this weekend on Sunday that's not geo-blocked, thank God.
Falling Star is an interesting question. Do you want this expo to include pro wrestling in future events? So remember those IGF Inoki Bombay shows?
Inoki Genome Federation, yeah.
They used to do the same thing. They used to kind of like have pro wrestling. They would have just like pure wrestling. They would have MMA. Actually, what was it? The Ganryujima show from last year. Or 2
years ago. Yeah. Inoki Bombay. when Mr. Inoki passed away.
Well,
Yeah.
it was UWF rules, I think, right? Was that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to it. I think that's cool. If it's UWF, if it's not like AEW flippy shit, I'm fine with that. Keep it like
That's a story
grounded.
for another day.
Keep it grounded. Keep it, in tune with like whatever. Do you remember that Rizin was supposed to do a tag team memorial bout for Inoki?
I do.
I wonder why that didn't happen. I feel like that would have been the easiest thing to book.
Yeah. I don't know, but I mean, either way, if they want to add something extra to these shows, if they continue, why not?
Yeah, if they continue. So, they say it's a prologue. Hopefully it's not the epilogue as well.
With all due respect, look who the main person involved is.
Well, yeah, yeah. I mean, listen, I know that Tanigawa has a sordid history
Mhm.
with combat sports in Japan. I don't know. Is this a case of, I don't know, does something have to work out eventually?
Maybe. I mean, like the thing is, he drove K-1, the original K-1, into the ground.
Yeah. And wasn't he involved? No, he wasn't involved in Dream. No, wait, he was. I'm sorry.
He
No.
wasn't. He was, because Dream was under FEG, which was the parent company of K-1.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he did Ganryujima after that, and that
It's so,
essentially folded after a few years.
it's so funny that he seemingly recognizes getting international recognition more so than other promotions, and then the promotions that like Ganryujima was on Fight like many years ago,
Mhm.
and then
It was.
suddenly, and Dream obviously had the access
HD Net.
Yeah, HD Net thing as well. We got this. We got this whole thing on Fight as well. So I don't know. Maybe this one will this will stick. Hopefully.
I
But
mean,
it's a,
he knows his stuff in certain aspects like that. It's just that the matchmaking part of it, he's not always been great at.
yeah. And this car is an example of that. But hopefully, kind of like the weirdness of it, kind of also sells it.
Yes, but I heard it was doing well.
Think it was?
I heard that the ticket sales were pretty good because of Koji.
Oh yeah. I saw that as well. That they really had to release a bunch of tickets because of Koji. Imagine if he's the only one that's like, I shouldn't say the only one, but like the only person who's like selling a bunch of tickets.
It wouldn't surprise me because his fans are really loyal.
Yeah. What are your feelings on Jiri visiting Rising? I think he was taking a vacation.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean he loves Japan. He established that, and he's just paying homage to his roots because it was Japan that made him.
He did also train at Igloo. I don't know if you saw that. Did you see?
I did see some of that. Love Yuri. He's one of the success stories from Rizin. Gives it the promotion legitimacy. I know not to go off on a tangent and all that, but I mean that is the truth.
Yep. Oh yes. Yeah. Jiri was. Listen, he's the only light heavyweight champion in the history of Rizin. Hey, that says a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we did talk. I mentioned it before about Taito Gunji fighting I shouldn't say K-1, but a kickboxing match. Now this whole thing is 5 minutes, 5 rounds.
5 minutes, 5 rounds, or 3 minutes, 5 rounds.
Sorry, yeah, you're right. 3 minutes, 5 rounds. Excuse me.
Okay.
ISK Oriental rules. I have no idea what that means. I feel like there's a new ISKA title that just pops up.
I've legit heard of a title like this in another weight class. So
okay, but I always feel like there's an ISKA title being on the line now. So,
does that name even mean anything in Japan?
No, it doesn't. It has no meaning even in where is it? Where's it come from? France? Is that
maybe
Europe, wherever. Did you see Taito? You didn't see Taito Gunji's match, you said, right?
I didn't, but I've seen him fight like 6-7 times. He's he's exciting, and he's just a good solid technical fighter overall.
Christian Bogdan.
I know nothing about this guy.
Exactly, because as far as I can find out, this is going to be his pro, or at least big notable debut. The only thing that he has is just these smaller regional championships to his name.
Yeah, and
He
that's
is younger. He is younger than
I think he's what, like 20, 21, something like that.
yeah, and he is a little bit bigger than Gunji.
Yeah,
So
and my concern with Gunji would be coming off his a decision loss so quickly.
yeah. It's I don't know. It's a tough one. I mean, obviously, the idea is that Gunji wins this.
Yeah, because K-1 wants to build him back up.
Yeah. Fuck it. I think Gunji can win this, even though he has just been through a war with Terada. I think he has the ability to. Plus, I think he volunteered for this fight. Maybe I think that's
He
why.
might have, but either way, you don't take a fight like this so shortly after, like what, less than a month after, unless you're confident in your stamina.
Oh, I think and he's definitely confident. He is.
Oh, I know
confident.
he is, but I'm saying, like, his management, if his management wasn't confident he could do this, I don't think he would take this.
Yeah. Well, let's see. If he gets knocked out, then yeah, we'll know. Okay, this isn't. This wasn't smart of him. This was not smart of him. The other kickboxing fight on this. So we have some Rizin lore with this. Hikaru Mashida. Do you remember this guy?
I do remember seeing him once or twice. I can't remember what Rizin show it was, but the name is I've definitely seen him.
So the lore of Rizin was that he fought Taiga, and Taiga beat him.
Yes.
And that's how Taiga started going on his I guess return or comeback streak. He was the first guy that Taiga beat. He's the guy that also does he kept on saying the VTRs and the confessions, the EA punch. That
okay.
Kota Sugimura. Do you know anything about this gentleman, this young gentleman?
Was this his? I think this might be his. Was it his debut?
You are correct. It is his debut.
I think he's what, 16 or 17?
You are correct. He is 17.
That's what I thought. I did read up on him. I don't remember, like karate, was it?
Yes, and also like, was it All Japan boxing stuff?
Yeah, I remember seeing that in his bio on the Expo site.
Yeah. So actually, Machida is going up in weight. He's also 20 years older at 37. Literally 27. Yeah, 27. And what do you think about this? Some guy who's making his pro debut, against a longtime veteran, but is bigger and also younger.
We'll see if the kid's got anything. Because with a veteran like Machida, and with all the wear and tear, you never know. You just never know when the clock strikes 12.
Yeah, so I like to err on the old people side, as I am old myself. So I like to give a fellow shout out to my fellow how should I say it, senior citizens. He is the same age as me, so yeah, Then again, if he couldn't beat Taiga at Taiga's worst, I don't know.
Yeah, but Taiga also had a lot more experience than this kid.
Yeah. Also, I think Machida came back from that loss. I think he's done mostly shoot boxing since then.
Okay.
Yeah. He was doing he beat Renta Nishioka, who's a shoot boxing regular.
Who was a shoot boxing regular? He retired a little while ago.
Yeah. Funny enough, this is his. It's been a year since he fought as well. Machida hasn't fought since December of last year, so almost a year. Anyway.
Wow. So maybe some ring rust.
Yeah, or no, cage rust.
Cage rust. Yeah, that's right. It's in a cage.
Both.
Right. I mean, I'm doubting either of these two have ever fought in a cage, so that's a little different.
Yeah. I'm gonna pick Machida. I'm gonna air. Hopefully,
I'm gonna go with Sugimura just for the hell of it.
And do you think we'll see the winner on a Rizin show?
Yeah, I do. I mean, why not? I mean, especially Sugimura. I mean, he's a young kid, and maybe you can build them into something.
Well, maybe a Rise show.
Rise probably more, unless he's so impressive that K-1 has to get him.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yes, and the K-1's up as well. So
I mean, how else? I mean, you need to find bodies to fill out like Mammoth 25.
But also, he's still in high school.
Wow,
is still in high school.
Wow,
by the way, he's a
good for him. I was just gonna say that. I mean, K-1's got to find bodies to fill out like 25 fight cards.
Yeah, well, and also those crush cards as well.
Yeah, but those are good. Crush is awesome. So when you can see it.
So now next is I think some of the more interesting fights, the Ganryujima rules fights, Teru Sayoshi versus
the former sumo. I thought that's what he was.
So I looked him up, and apparently he's one of the shortest sumos in sumo history. But he's do you know about him, Mike? Because I think
I've heard the name, but I don't know enough about him, to be honest. And I follow sumo, but not super closely.
He's 5'6", which is very short for a sumo.
Wow. And how big is he? Like 230, 240?
Oh, no, like he was like I think 290 or 320. Let me get up the exact weight. So there is a 30-kilogram difference,
which is 66 pounds, isn't it?
Yes. So they list Teru at 107 kilos, 235 pounds. I don't know why I said 290. So he made his highest rank was Megashira 3. Do you know is that a good rank?
I mean, there's Yokozuna, Ozeki, Sekiwake. I can't remember what the other rankings were off the top of my head.
Apparently, he's done Ganryujima in the past as well.
Really?
Yes, it says here that he won it by TKO. I don't remember seeing. I thought. I don't remember. That must have been one of the early Ganryujima shows.
Who'd he face?
Quickly looking up that right now. And apparently he's had MMA bouts as well. I don't know.
I couldn't find anything on him, but
that's so funny. This is all news to me. Oh, okay. I recognized him, and I was like, okay, he was on the virtual Ganryujima.
Okay.
Not Ganryujima, whatever it's called.
Virtual fight?
Yeah, virtual fight. I have to look up who he fought. Was he the one who faced the Korean guy? Remember he faced
I remember it vaguely, maybe.
Virtual Ganryujima. Yeah, I think he was the guy who fought the Korean guy who was on that show.
The Physical 100?
Yeah, I believe that was him. Anyway, so Ganryujima rules. Yasuhiro Kido, kickboxer, 66, 30 pounds, 66 pounds, excuse me, weight difference. Thoughts? You can win. You can win by TKO.
I think it's 3 ring outs.
Yes,
or 3 mode outs.
Yes.
Or KO. I'm just gonna go with Terutsuyoshi on this one. Just too big.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Mr. Kido. I'm sure that your striking will be great, but you're gonna be punching a fat belly. So I mean, here's the thing: the height. Luckily there's no big height difference. Not a 6'5" sumo guy.
Yeah, and Kido, at least those gloves give him a chance.
Yeah. 3 ring outs, or by crush. Falling Star says, I'm surprised I didn't get attention to an exhibition boxing match for this expo. Yeah,
Money.
money.
And he just fought.
Yeah, yeah. Those are the two reasons, most likely. We got a return. We got a debuting Ganryujima and returning
Yes,
Ganryujima
we
rules.
do.
Marcus Aurelio Capoeira take out Mahmoud Tari. So you remember Aurelio from
I
the
do. He's been on a lot of Ganryujima shows.
remember you obviously you see the one where he sent Ibata into the
I do.
smoky
Abyss.
yeah, smoky abyss, yeah.
Isn't he the one that knocked some big guy out with a spin kick?
Yep, that was him as well.
That's what I thought. Yeah, Marcus,
Um,
wasn't he a former Bellator guy?
may have fought once in Bellator. I don't know. But it was so funny that Ganryujima thing that he had a few years ago, when he threw yeeted Ibata, was like the first thing he did in like 5, 6, like a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Satari, we're familiar with him. K-1,
Just got beat by Ji Lee.
Lucy.
Is that his name?
No, Lucy. Was it Lucy?
Lucy.
Yeah, Lucy. Did he knock him out? I think he knocked him
I
out,
believe
right?
he did. Yeah, and I
Yeah,
think Lucy just got beat in MMA recently. But
yeah, MMA math.
yeah, go figure.
So what do you think about Satari's chances in this?
I mean, I think he's bigger than
Oh yeah,
Aurelio.
he's definitely bigger. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, rushing him maybe, but I would think Aurelio would win just because of the experience and the rule set.
Uh
That's really all. I mean, we just don't know how Satari is going to fight in this type of atmosphere.
huh. Man, I think Capoeira is just so cool though. I just want to see him do something cool and like win. Like
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Like if he wants to do this, I guess regularly, but like if like someone he could be useful for like a K-1
yeah,
or a Rizin even.
yeah. I mean, would you do like Ganryujima style fights in either of those promotions?
Oh no, I think you can only do Ganryujima and Ganryujima. I think there's just too logistically too much shit to do.
Fair enough.
But like bring Capoeira to like a K-1, like have him do kick. I'm sure he would do it. He would do kickboxing, he'd do MMA. Listen, UFC has Chris Barnett. This could be
And
or Chris
Michelle
Barnett.
Pereira.
Oh yes, that's true. So this guy could be that ilk.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I do remember him being really fun to watch with how many spin kicks he tried. So
yes, yeah. I still want to see that Cena versus Satari fight, though. Still want to see that fight one day.
hopefully it happens. I'd love to see him knock Cena out.
Many people. By the way, you see that that
No contest against
Estrade?
against Estrate, and Estrate advanced.
Yeah, I know that's so weird. That's so weird because anyway, yeah. Hopefully those two rematch because I wanted to see those two just go at it again. Shrek versus Ruan Visser from South Africa. Apparently, also
A boxer.
Trained with Mike Bernardo and is apparently going to be Usyk's training sparring partner for his
Tyson
fight.
Fury for the Fury rematch.
Yes.
He's 6'9", I believe. I think he's Fury's height and around his weight, so that makes sense.
If that is accurate, that he's 6'9", that means he's a foot taller, or at least close to a foot taller than Shrek.
Mm-hmm. I believe his boxing record is, I thought it might have been 15 or 16-3.
Yeah. So you might be wondering, oh, what's a boxer, South African boxer doing in Ganryujima? Well, he got suspended, maybe even was it banned?
I don't know.
Let's say suspended just to be safe for substances that he should not have been taking while in competition. Anyway, what do you think about this? Shrek is a Ganryujima veteran.
Yeah, he is. Long story short, if Shrek can get inside, he'll win by mode out.
Mode out, I like that.
And if he can't, he's gonna get knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, no, listen, Shrek does not have a good chin.
Nope.
Shrek's chin is bad, and yeah,
he's slow as fuck. He was always slow, but he's even slower now.
But they wear the uniforms.
They do.
For this. So Shrek can he could probably grab him and take him down, I'm guessing.
Yeah, with the key or
Yeah.
whatever you call that.
So I actually think this favors Shrek. I think
Oh,
the
it
rules.
absolutely does. But I'm saying, but if he can't get inside and he gets caught, he's going to sleep.
Yes, that's true. That's true. So, but I
I
think
mean,
that's
no, I was going to say he's fighting a boxer who's 6'9" and who dwarfs him by about a foot with a huge ass reach advantage. He's got to dip inside, and Shrek isn't exactly known for being graceful on his take in his in when he tries to enter for a takedown.
yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But I don't know. I think Mister will be easy to take down. I don't think this guy. I don't know. There's nothing to indicate that this guy trains grappling or
No,
takedowns or
of
whatever.
course not.
And being that actually Shrek is shorter, that actually will kind of be in his favor to kind of take him down.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. But I'm just saying, like with Shrek being as slow and not moving his head, anything can happen.
oh, that's true. You're gonna still pick Visser?
I am going to take Visser just because, like I said, Shrek's what 50 now.
I think he's 50 or like 49.
Yeah, but either way, like I'll put it to you like this: he hasn't aged gracefully.
No, he is not. No, he is not. And he's been doing pro wrestling as well, so he's killing his body that way. But yeah, that's yeah.
It's more bizarre. It's more bizarre matchmaking. It kind of reminds me, and this is I don't know if anyone remembers this. It kind of reminds me the height difference when
Oh, I know what you're thinking of. Minowa Man and no.
not Hongman Choi, but there was a sumo with a similar build,
Oh,
Wakashoyo,
yes.
against Hongman Choi in a K-1 rules fight in K-1 Korea. I think it was 2005. Just that's what the height difference and the build of Shrek. It reminds me of that.
Yeah, I thought you could say Hotman Choi and was it Silva? Giant Silva? No, not Hotman Choi. Yeah, Minowa Man. Excuse me, Minowa
But
Man.
no, yeah, that would be the other one I would think of. But those are. But I'm saying like in terms of body type, it's Wakashoyo.
Okay, gotcha.
He sucked, but that's besides the point.
LMGAV wants to know, when do you think they're going to focus on heavyweights and Rizin again? I don't want to say never, but not likely soon.
No, yeah, I mean if they have two good ones like Shibasai or oh my god, someone else that they could build around and get a heavyweight title fight. I mean, maybe, or Sudario, maybe, but other than that, no.
I also highly recommend, speaking of Sudario, that you check out, or if anybody hasn't checked out, Jim Ozeki's Yamato Damashi, with the recently released Ensign Inoue, where he talks about how he's no longer with Sudario anymore.
Why?
Oh, you have to listen. I don't want to give that away. Listen to it. It's interesting. It's interesting that Sudario is no longer with Ensign or training with Ensign.
Got it.
And what I think we could all presume will probably be the main events. Buakaw Koji. So,
but there is one other thing. Wasn't there a 10th fight? Because on the Triller on the match listing on the website, it said that Daiichi Mikami was fighting.
I saw that too, but nothing's been announced.
Yeah,
they also list 2 prelim fights.
Yes, I saw that as well.
But I know nothing of those people.
Yeah, so, I didn't see anything on the site either.
As far as I'm concerned, these are the only fights that are happening so far. And anything else, if they want to do some surprise, Daiichi Mikami versus X-Thing, go ahead. But I don't have time to speculate on who they possibly bring over.
Right.
Let's just say Spike Carlisle, since he's in Japan. I have no idea. Anyway, let's assume that this is the final and main event of the show. Buakaw versus Koji. So this is exhibition. If it goes all 3 rounds, no decision. So they're doing that bullshit.
I'm fine with it in this case because 1, there's a huge weight difference, and 2, they needed something to get people interested at the last minute. This certainly qualifies as that.
I say stop being a coward with these things and just pick a winner. Sorry, I know 3 rounds, 3 minutes is maybe not enough, but nonetheless, it's still a sanctioned fight, and that people are still getting paid. People are still training. To say that it goes to a no contest or draw after because no one can knock him out. I think the same thing. I think it's done with jiu-jitsu as well when they can't, when it's like submission only and then it's a draw. Pick a winner. Have the referee pick a winner. He's literally right there and he's watching everything. Do something like that, rest decision or judge
I can get
decision.
behind that. I like as far as the fight goes. I think Buakaw is going to beat the hell out of him. Like he's so much. Even at 40, let's see, 43, 44, whatever he is, he's still much faster, much bigger puncher, bigger in general than Koji, who just is slow as hell and just plods forward. No defense. That's pretty much it.
Koji does have a chin. Do you think that
he does have a chin, but Buakaw's big enough and can punch hard enough. I could see him knocking Koji out.
Yeah. Buakaw has. I don't see how Koji can win this in any way, shape, or form.
No, because Buakaw's got a hell of a chin too.
Yeah. From the Kimura fight, he took Kimura's best shots and still knocked him out.
Yep.
This is if Koji can survive Buakaw, especially at this time, with all the fights he's been, the war he was in with Ashizawa this year, for example,
and the weight difference.
Yeah, then credit to him, man. But I just don't see how he can survive Buakaw's offense.
Yeah, I have a hard time seeing it too.
So, Mike, with that being said, what are 3 of the fights that you're looking forward to?
I'm going to go with Koji against Buakaw. I still find it intriguing. I like both of them. They're both action fighters that come forward. So I give credit to both of them, especially Koji, doing this on short notice. Second fight would be just for shits and giggles, Shrek versus Visser. And then the third one would be Aurelio and Satari. Same deal.
Quintet tag team match for me. Shrek versus Visser. I'm really curious to see how that goes. And oh my god, brain melting. Oh, Satari versus Capoeira.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Kobe Day has an interesting question, which we do have time for. Why care about the official winner or loss? This is like either of these fighters will have continued box careers. I'll watch the fight and judge the winner myself. It's because it's an official. You're having two professionals facing off against each other. They are pros. They've been fighting for a long time. There's also if it goes to a draw. Also, here's the thing. You remember when Shamrock and Sakuraba had their grappling match, and that went to a draw in a Rizin.
Yes.
So I think they were going against each other because they knew it was going to go to a draw. That's my big conspiracy theory, because they know if they didn't do if neither did anything for 10 minutes or however, it goes to a draw. Nobody likes draws. The reason why so many records of Japanese fighters from the past are weird because they have like 10 draws from like Shuto or Pancras or Deep, whatever. Draws or no contest is a coward's way to like,
or rings.
Yes. Yeah. Listen, just pick a fucking winner. What's the winner or loser? That's what we watch these fights for. We don't watch these fights for to not pick one. That's actually not true. At black belt, it matters. There's a reason why Gordon Ryan will always say he's 104 or whatever and 4.
Or one gives out those BJJ records to make it sound better.
Yes. And they matter in one because they get the $50,000 bonus as well. Do you think Rizin will buy this Expo and invest in it if it's successful, say 2 to 4 times?
No, why buy it? Just help. Just if it's successful, just help with it.
Yeah, well, I don't think they need to buy it. Let it run on its own.
No, just loan some fighters out.
Yeah. I don't even know if Daichi Abe is being loaned out. I don't know. I don't want to get into a whole thing about Rizin contracts, but I don't think he's being loaned out. But I know what you mean by loaned out.
Yeah, I mean, like, you would think that how about this? If they're going to be used by Rizin relatively soon and they want to work something, they'd probably want Rizin's permission to say.
Well, if it's a champion, yeah, then maybe that's the exception.
Or a big name or something like that.
Yeah, I got. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. But going back to what you said, Kobe Day, winners and losers matter in fights. If everything went to a draw or no contest at the end, we wouldn't be watching. We care about winners and losers. Anyway, with that being said, Mr. Ohio, where can people reach you if they want to bother you?
I'm on the Rizin Discord at Mike S. I know original. And my email, msalt7@aol.com. I don't mess with social media. It turns people into morons a lot of times.
That's what I've heard. So follow the podcast at We Are Rizin Pod. That Discord that Mr. Ohio was talking about, Rizin FF, and here are friends and constant guests and whatever co-hosts on the show. J. Christian Gary, follow him Twitter/X J. Chris Gary, along with his project Focus Fights, link tree right there, and you can find all the Focus Fights stuff there. And of course, everybody's favorite Lycan, J Wolf. Make sure to follow him on X Twitter and tell him about how much you hate Reina as well. So
I was gonna say everyone's favorite Lycan is Lawrence Tolbert.
Oh yeah, that's true.
If you get the reference.
I think I do.
The original Wolfman.
Yes. Lon Chaney.
Mm-hmm.
Falling Star wants to know, do you think Mika Rule would do something at this Expo? Absolutely not. No.
I thought he was doing something for Breaking Down 14, actually.
Yeah, no, that was a fake. That was a fake image.
Got it.
He may be there, Falling Star, actually. I don't know if he's gonna be there, but I don't think he's gonna do anything like with his shit or speak or whatever. Anyway, appreciate everybody who tuned in. Remember, we're on Fight 999. It's going to be a fun, crazy show, I think.
I think it's at 1. I think it starts 1 a.m. Eastern time, I believe.
Yes. And it's on demand. So please buy the show, and it's going to be a lot of fun, I think. With that, everybody, take care, everybody. Appreciate the support. Tune in for the next show.
Have a good one.